Well, yeah, that was weird. But I'm back. Hello, good evening, my friends. How are you? Welcome to another edition of Wednesday Night Live with me, Mike Avery, here in my studio at the house. Cliff, good evening. Patrick, Randy, Tim, thanks for joining me. I appreciate it as always. My name is Mike Avery. This is Wednesday Night Live on a terribly, terribly hot and muggy and miserable Wednesday Night Live. But I'm here in the house. The air conditioning is on. And I am enjoying it. Hello, Bruce, Craig, James. Or is that Michelle? Michelle and Craig. Let me see if I can change a setting here that allows me to see what's going on here just a little bit better. Oh, what a day it was, wasn't it? See if that helps me out here. Yes, now I can see. Now I can see. Here we go. Charles, good evening. Mike, good evening. Johnny Bowler, look what I got, Johnny Bowler. Look what's in my hand, Johnny Bowler. Johnny Bowler. Bowler Country, or is it County? Bowler County Bear Guide. That's to put good mojo out in the world. So that Monday, actually Tuesday morning at 12:01, I find out that I have a Michigan Bear tag. Andrew, good evening. Well, it's nice to have you back with us, Roger. Mike, I got raccoon face. Oh, well. Ricky, good evening. How are you? Now, that's a great cup, Johnny Bowler says. Good evening, Rick. How are you? Right back at you. Ed Bolanowski, Corey, Mike Sills, Michigan Outdoorsman. Dave, good evening. Nice to have you along with us, all of you, for this edition of Wednesday Night Live. Hey, Tony. Tony, you asked me a question. Ed says he can't watch live, but you're watching right now, Ed. Tony, the text you sent me, in fact, I'm looking at it right now. How'd he do and what kind of boat? I don't think he did real good, although in the river he said he had a 24-inch fish on. Got him right to the boat. And his boat, it's an older boat. It's a small boat. It was his dad's. It's like a 16-foot open. So he wasn't out there very long. Mike Sills says, have you ever hunted with dogs for bear? No, I have not. I have nothing against it. I've just never done it. I like to bait hunt. I like to hunt over bait. I like to have it just me and the bears and the bugs and nothing else. Very good evening. How are you? Appreciate you joining me on this edition of Wednesday Night Live. And it looks right now, I can tell already, that this is going to be a continuation of the last couple of weeks. It's not sunburn. Honestly, it's tan. It's not sunburn. It's tan. Nothing here is burned. This is all just tan. This is the color that I tan. This here is not sunburned because that's where my sunglasses are. Corey, I know I get my first beat. Yeah, this year might have to call Johnny. First bear might have to call Johnny. Johnny doesn't have many openings because he's only taken me. Corey, good evening. Rabbit Homesteading, how are you? Ed, surprised I didn't do what back in the TV days? Oh, I hear you, Rick. I love the music from a bunch of good hounds. Absolutely. I have much respect for houndsmen. Houndsmen are extremely hardcore. They love their dogs. They love their sport. And I have no problem with houndsmen. It's not something I want to do. Anyway, continuation of the theme of the last couple of weeks, both Wednesday Night Live and Behind the Mic, of smaller than normal audiences because it's so nice out. I mean, even tonight it's hotter than hell, but you don't want to watch me tonight. Randy, good evening. How are you? But as the seasons go on, dog hunt for bears. Never thought about it, Ed, because I'll tell you what, if you're going to do a TV show, there is no easier hunt than a bear hunt or a turkey hunt for video because you know where the action's going to happen. It's going to happen right in front of you. So it's perfect for TV. Corey's, what's the temp there? James says the temp right here is 89 right now. Corey says, glad you can interpret his horrible texting. Well, thank you, Ricky. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, I hope people are out on vacation. I hope people are having fun. Thursday, Friday. What's the first day of summer? Friday, the first day of summer. 86 in Pennsylvania. I did cancel my trip for tomorrow. I had a charity charter tomorrow that I've canceled. It looks like a Northeast blow. The Angler Quest can take it. I can take it, but it would be uncomfortable for a boatload of people. And I say boatload, 4 people. It would be fishable, the numbers I was looking at it, but that northeast wind, it would just be uncomfortable. So I have postponed that trip until next Friday. So now I have a trip on Sunday that I really, really want to get in. I don't want a blow day there. And then I've got Thursday, Friday, and Saturday trips. I will be fished out by then. Linda, I did not see the news about the sow with 5 cubs spotted near Mesick. Joe, good evening. How are you? Ed says it's raining up north. Have I been fishing skinny water? Barry, I never do anything other than fish skinny water. Banana belt. What do you consider the banana belt, Buck? Is that Escanaba? Or what is that? Or the southern tier of the lower? Good evening, Gene. How are you? Craig, sitting in the shade to swing watching your show. You do an awesome job. Thank you. Randy I. Murray. Where's Randy? Randy says a northeast wind is never a fun fish. And that's just it. It's fishable, but it's just not enjoyable. Johnny says rain and heat up north. Angler Quest now has a new Facebook owners group. I'm looking at it. I see the old one. Brad Dupuis posted on it 21 hours ago. He's the admin. It's not a new one. It's a continuation of the old one. There will be eventually. No, that's not a new Angler Quest owners group. That's the old one. It's the same one that's been out there for a while. Tony says northeast for 2 days. Looks like fisherman has to be a weatherman too. And the only good thing about the northeast wind, Tony, and I think you'll probably agree, is it blows cooler water into the inner bay to keep the fish here longer. Joe said that's been brutal working on the lawns the last 3 days, I bet. I'm trying, Gene. I'm trying to stay out of the Garden Peninsula. Thank you, Buck. Garden Peninsula. Hello, Bob. How are you? Linda says, article, Cadillac News confirmed it. What are the chances of a sow taking in orphan cubs? They wrote it isn't common for 4 cubs. 5 would be an exception. So she may have taken in orphans. That's interesting. Thank you, Linda. No wind in either Lake and Seney. Jeff says, just an FYI, if anybody has woodchucks around, eliminate them. They chewed the crap out of his wiring harness and his pickup. And last Wednesday, a week from today, I was sitting in the parking lot of the radio station, WSGW in Saginaw, which is in town. Sorry, allergies. And I saw 2 woodchucks. They had a den right next to the front door. And I told the GM of the station, I said, you need to get rid of them because they're destructive sons of guns. He said, how do I do that? He said, can you shoot them? I said, yeah, I can shoot them, but not legally. We're in the city here. I said, you need to call in a trapper and get him trapped out of there. Today, when I was there, I see that the woodchuck burrow is now covered up and the woodchucks are gone. Corey, did I say Johnny's booked up? I did, but I was just kidding you. but he doesn't have a lot of openings. Here's the deal, Corey. If you think you want to hunt with Johnny, call him or text him or message him now. Don't wait until you get a tag, because then it's probably going to be too late. Johnny says Garden is a great place. Senior is better, Buck Swanson. Bob Gallagher. Anybody know if the gills are on the bed yet? Anything new on the coyote hunting restriction stuff? I heard maybe getting sued for it. Don't hunt them. Haven't been up to date. I haven't heard anything new. Ed saw 2 fishers. Last week, a bear got hit on M32 by Hillman. I did not see that. Getting a lot of reports of bears downstate now, though. That's good. I like to see the bears now. Oh, speaking of bears, what is this? Bowler County Bear Guide. There's only about 3 of these in existence, and I have one of them. Pretty sweet mug. Air rifle legal in town? Cat litter. Didn't know that. Oh, it was huge. Didn't know that. Elmer, greetings from Petoskey. Humidity is much better here. Just went outside. Feels good. Well, I hope it works its way downstate. Speaking of things I want to show off tonight, other than my beautiful bald head and my great sense of humor, I got a new Rapid River knife. This is a new one. This is also woolly mammoth tusk. This is a knife that replaces my other knife. My other knife had some cracks in it, which didn't bother me. I just thought it was a sign of character, but actually some of the pieces of mammoth fell out. So my brother-in-law, Uncle Johnny, well, he's on here right now, Uncle Johnny. There's John Craves. Peyton and Ryland both watching. Hey, Patey, Ry, how you doing, kids? Yes, Craig Plowman, Bowler County is next to Wanker County. Anyway, so Uncle Johnny went north to the Rapid River plant to take this knife in because it needed to be repaired. But not this knife. He took my old knife in because it needed to be repaired. The folks at Rapid River says, we can't repair that right away, so we will send you, Uncle Johnny, out the door for Mike Avery with a new knife. And this is the one I got. And it's actually, I think, prettier than my old knife. It's beautiful. And this is, again, woolly mammoth tusk. Custom. 1 of 1. The reason I bring it up, the Avery 10 discount has been expanded to Jay's Sporting Goods. If you go to Jay's Sporting Goods in Clare or Gaylord or go online at jaysportinggoods.com, you can now use the Avery promo code. Trenton, you're going to be at the Fred Bear statue reveal. I hope to be. It is. Linda, this is a way, way cool knife. Honestly, I thought my other one was cool. And by the way, it is engraved. Pocket clip. Very nice knife. Beautiful knife. I will talk more about Rapid River and the fact that Chris Durson of Rapid River is on the show this week. And he made a couple of big announcements in addition to the Avery promo code at Jay's. Got to watch the trout stream temps. High river temps stress the trout when fishing them. The heat is brutal to river systems. Steve says that looks a lot like yours. But the reason we know it's not yours, Steve, is because of this. There are others like them. This is my knife. There are others like them, but this one's mine. And how do we know that? Right there. Cool knives, aren't they? Steve, have you been fishing since we talked? I was out Monday, Steve, with the Grillo boys. We got quite a few really nice fish. I was supposed to fish tomorrow with a charity charter. I canceled it because it's supposed to blow from the northeast. I have a charity charter Sunday and then Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Have I had a chance to shoot my Brenton with a suppressor yet? No, that's not even on my radar screen right now. What happened to Marble? Marble knives closed their doors. It is a beautiful knife. I wondered, Uncle Johnny. I wondered. In fact, I said something on the radio show today about you buying some knives And I went, oh, I hope that they weren't for Christmas presents. So did all the guys get them yet? And what did they think? Aren't they beautiful? Hey, Chad, how have you been, buddy? Haven't talked to you for a while. How's the fishing? You've been tied up with archery stuff, haven't you? Like the Total Archery Challenge up north, I bet. Rabbit homesteading, that knife is sweet looking. Very nice knife. Craig says the same thing. When I talked to Nugent on the show here a few weeks ago, he said he will be at the statue unveiling as well. The thing about Rapid River, again, these things come with a lifetime guarantee. Like my knife had some cracks in the woolly mammoth, and it didn't bother me until a piece fell out. Uncle Johnny took it north to the shop, and they said, and Chris told me on the radio show today, if we can't repair it on the spot, we just give people a new knife. So since they couldn't repair it on the spot, they gave me a new knife and engraved it for me. And I actually like this knife better. It's prettier. Plus, they'll sharpen them. Lifetime guarantee. Mark says he's ready to see his name for elk tags. Mark, good luck to you. At 12:01 a.m. next Tuesday morning, the DNR will announce on their website and on the app who got Michigan bear and elk tags. And I'm not talking to you exactly, Mark, but I'm talking to everybody on here tonight. You won't get an elk tag. You might get a bear tag, but you won't get an elk tag. Mike, good evening. How are you? You don't have to go back and listen to it. It's Avery 10, Avery 10, Avery 10, Avery 10, Avery 10, Avery 10. The code is Avery 10. If you use that code, Avery 10, at rapidriverknifeworks.us online, or if you go to the Rapid River Knife Works store on US 2 just east of Rapid River, or now, this was just announced today for this weekend show, if you go to Jay's Sporting Goods in Clare, or Jay's Sporting Goods in Gaylord, or jsportinggoods.com, you can also use the promo code Avery10 there and get 10% off a Rapid River knife. Michigan made, guaranteed for life, Rapid River knife. And as pretty as this knife is, all the Rapid River knives, Chris Durson says, use them. He said, use the heck out of them. That's what we make them for. Tim, good evening. Nice to have you along with us. They actually kept my old one, Linda. If I would have known were going to do that, I would have kept it as well and just put it up on a shelf here. But they might, I might still be able to get my hands on it. You're welcome, Rabbit Homesteading. Is Chris Durson coming to the golf outing? No. You're welcome. The museum, you guys are getting way ahead of me, so I'll just tell you right now who's on the radio show because I can answer many of the questions that you're asking me right now. I agree, Chad. Flicker Minnow, number 7, Purple Flash, HD Perch. Those are the two hot ones I've been running, in addition to a pink perch. 10 to 15 feet of water speed, 1.8 to 2. Doug, what are you doing on Linda's phone? Hello, Bill. Good evening, Michael. Okay, because you're getting ahead of me, let me talk right now about who's on this weekend show, because there was just a question about when does the new J.W. Weber Outdoor Education Center open at Jay's. It opens July 5th. The reason I know that is my first guest on the radio show this week is Jeff Poe, the president of Jay's Sporting Goods. It was his dad, Jay, who started Jay's Sporting Goods in the trunk of his car in the parking lot of Dow Corning in Midland. He was selling guns out of the trunk of his car in the parking lot in the city of Midland on Dow Corning property. I don't think I'd want to try that these days. And then my second guest for the hour is Chris Durson. Chris talks about the promo code now being available at Jay's. He also announces, oh, I wish I had it with me. Johnny, you know that little knife that I got it for both of us, the Uper Junior or the Uper Light or whatever? Chris said they've got a new knife coming out that is between it looks good right now. It's between the size of this knife and the mini knife, but it's still got a pocket clip on it. He said that'll be out in a couple of weeks. I can't wait to see it. Tracy, good evening. How are you? Hey, Daryl, how are things up in White River? My friends, if you want to do a wolf hunt and have pretty good odds of success, get in touch with this guy right here. Daryl Godden, White River, Ontario. He's your man. Weatherby at Jay's July 20th. Okay. Tim says he bought a 22 long rifle in the parking lot after school in the 80s. I'm right there with you, Tim. Although I'm not as old as you, I don't remember the 80s. I wasn't born until 86. I was born in 86. 1986 when I was born. Corey says he loves Jays. Don't we all? Broke the eyelet off the end of his favorite fishing rod. Any suggestions as to who could repair it? I don't know. Somebody give me a suggestion here. Daryl says things are good and hot up there. 86. Okay, here's a pop quiz for you. My birthday's next week. What year was Avery born? So my birthday's in June. What year was the big guy born in? 86. This is me too, 86. Ken Callison, who works at Jay's. Oh, that's Doug says 80. Yeah, 86. Ken Callison, who works at Jay's, says Jay's has lots of rod tips. Dave, good evening. Brent Schinkel, 56. 57. You can purchase rod tip replacements plus super glue and be good to go. 57. 66. 59. 1959. 1960. 1950. There, Craig Plowman got it. Craig Plowman's the winner. 58. I was born in 58. I will be 66 years old next week. Born in 58. 1963. Nope. 58. Yes, Michelle. Yes, 58. Yeah, it is an easy fix. If you're going to break something, if you're going to break one of your tools or whatever, that's the one to break. Just a rod tip. Easy fix. Craig does know everything. He also knows that I am not going to get an elk tag, but I am going to get a bear tag. Craig already told me that. Can I guess where you are? Are you at company's house? Michelle said, I called BS on Craig getting it. He heard you. I don't doubt that, Michelle. Use BSA 20-minute epoxy. You're not seeing a code where, Rabbit Homesteading? Oh, you're in White River. Excellent. Where are you not seeing the code? The Avery 20. Yeah, but where? Where are you not seeing the Rapid River code? Rabbit Homesteading. Is it at the Jay's website or is it the Rapid River? Are you saying you're older than me, Tony? And you're still here? I didn't even know that was biologically possible. Which website, Rapid River? And I'll go look at it right now with you. Uncle Johnny knows for a fact you can go into the store itself and say, I want the Avery promo code, Avery 10, they'll give it to you. Okay, well, I'm waiting to hear from Rabbit Homesteading. In the second hour this week, Jason Karstens of True North Guide Service in the Sioux talks about fishing. That's too early, Jim. Too early, Cap. Not till next week. Jason Karstens of True Rapid River, US. Rapid River Knives. A lot of times Chris Durson is on here with us. Rapid River Knife Works. Why is Google not cooperating? There we go. Rapid River Knife Works. What is up with Google? I know what's up with Google. It's not working on Juneteenth like everybody else isn't. Honestly, Google will not load for me. I apologize. Rabbit homesteading. I'm going to check on this tomorrow. I'm going to make myself a note right now and check on this because it is functioning. I just got to figure out how you get there. Rapid River Code. Rabbit homesteading. How do I get in touch with you? Remind me. I don't think I have your cell. Would you please send me an email to mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com? That's mike@mikeaveryoutdoors.com, and tell me the best way to get in touch with you. And I will follow up on this and I will get an answer for you. Tristan wants to know about the bluegill bedding action. There was another question about it. And I don't have an answer, Tristan. Rumor has it a pig running around behind the mill. Elmer says saw his first mayfly yesterday. We had him down on Saginaw Bay a couple weeks ago. I must get a discount on McDonald's coffee by now. Yeah, it's called the senior discount, though I won't take it. The only place I have ever asked for a senior discount was on the golf course. Other than that, I won't. And the only reason I asked for a senior discount on the golf course is I was paying for 4 rounds of golf and 2 carts, and it added up. Ross, running a bunch of new spots for bear. Baits were getting pounded a couple hours after putting them out. Going to be an awesome year. Excellent. Any good walleye, any good inland walleye lakes in the lower? Anybody? Captain Jim says he knows his knife is his because his name is involved on it. Chris at Rapid River makes amazing knives and makes great pancakes at 3 a.m. Ask Bill at Jay's. There's a story there. Oh, yeah, Houghton Lake. Houghton, yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Rick. Houghton or Hubbard, Ed says. You want to learn how to fish Hubbard, Ed'll take you out. Do we count Muskegon Lake as an inland lake? Do we count Manistee Lake, or the drowned river wells not considered lakes? Jason Karsten, my guest, is first of the second hour. Then Justin Tomei of MUCC. Justin, there we go. Hardy Pond, Mitchell, Cadillac, Houghton, Burt, Lobdell, Holloway, Hubbard. Thank you. Bel Air, intermediate lake for walleye. Walleye running in the Ausable. There used to be a resident population of fish in the Ausable. I'm sure there still are. Daryl, I hope so. I hope to see you in August as well, buddy. Have a good night. Good evening, John. How are you? Oh, John, I had you confused with your dad. Earlier, your dad, Ken, was on here, and he talked about Jay's having a good selection of parts to fix a rod tip. And in my mind, I was thinking that was you. So let me set that straight. Ken, I apologize. Ken Callison, real good guy. He hunted with us in Ohio last year. He is John Callison's dad. So I got you two temporarily mixed up. Believe me, I know the difference. I know who John is. I know who Ken is. Just I got a little bit confused right here. So please forgive me for that. Pratt and Wiggins. Dave says, thanks, Linda. Linda is a wealth of information. Then in our third hour, we're talking with Captain Bobby Sullivan of Icebreaker Charters. Bobby talks about trolling Saginaw Bay for walleye and Lake Michigan for king salmon. It was one of Bobby's clients 2 years ago that his client caught a state record king salmon of 43 and change, 44 and change, whatever. It was a huge fish. So we talked to Bobby about several things. Craig, I don't know if you heard me earlier. I did pull the plug for tomorrow. It'll probably be fishable, but it won't be comfortable. I will take a 10 to 15 mile an hour southwest wind on Saginaw Bay any day of the week. That 10 to 12 to 15 northeast. You can fish it. If you got the right boat and know how to run it, you're not going to sink. But it's not going to be comfortable. Doug's finger's almost as hot as the walleye bite in Saginaw Bay. And then we wrap it all up with wild game chef extraordinaire Dixie Dave Miner. First day of summer's Friday. Feels like summer now, doesn't it? It's not too bad. I'm sitting here in the basement of my house in my air conditioned office. It's nice and comfortable. I may never leave here for the next few days. Northeast winds tomorrow, northeast winds Friday on Saginaw Bay. That's good for us skinny water guys because it pushes some cold water in, keeps the fish in there longer. Johnny, I'm headed out south of Germfast. Texted me Monday with awesome news. I will text you Monday, actually Tuesday morning at 12:01 with awesome news. Julian just won a bass tournament on the UP side of Lake Michigan. Excellent, Julian. Congrats on that. Good job. Good job. Always, Jim. Better late than ever. Absolutely. I want to read you this week's Ask Avery question because I think it's a very good question. This comes from Emil Mosley in Genesee County. I've heard this question asked many times. I've asked it myself, so I think it's a great question. So Emil says this may be a dumb question. Emil, it's not. But who comes up with and passes proposals into law when it comes to Michigan wildlife rules and outdoor activities that aren't voted on by the public? Is it DNR, MUCC, MWC, which is Michigan Wildlife Council, NRC, which is Natural Resources Commission, or just the state legislature? Do all of them have a say, or do they all work together on such things? No, I post them every week, Jim. Every Saturday morning, I post a recipe from Dixie Dave. Dave, he golfed 18 today. Wished he was fishing. It was hotter than bleep today. Isn't that the thing? When it doesn't blow, I like to go fishing. When it blows, I like to go golfing. Speaking of golf, have you signed up for the first annual Mike Avery Outdoors Charity Golf Outing yet? Thank you, Rick. It's only, yes, please email me because I will get it fixed. Absolutely. You're welcome, Jim. It's only about a month away. This is the first charity golf outing that I've done. You never know how a first year event is going to turn out, but I really want this thing to be a success. I would love, hey, Brent, I would love a full field of golfers, and we still have some room. And I would love to make some good money for MUCC's youth camp. Now, what is good money? Subjective. I've looked at the numbers right now, and I'd like to see us make more. We do not currently have a full field of golfers. Now, I realize we've got a month to go yet. I really want to make this thing a slam dunk. I want to make this thing a success. I want to make this a golf outing that people look forward to. So if you are at all interested, if you are at all a golfer, or even you just want to go out and have fun, go to mucc.org/golf, where you can sign up to play and or sponsor. mucc.org/golf. We've got some openings. Dave says, love the shotgun start. Hey, Brent, how are you? What is the cost for the golf outing and what is the date? David, is $100 a person. That includes your range balls, lunch at the turn, 18 holes, and your cart at the West Branch Country Club. And it is Monday, July 29th. You can sign up by going to the website, mucc.org/golf. That's mucc.org/golf. Scott says, who do we contact to put all 4 of our team members on the team? Currently, we are in the MUCC system separately, I assume. Steve Wyndham. Scott, I will, stand by, Scott Hand. Stand by, Scott. I got to get this window where I can see it. Why can't I? Oh, here we go. Message Scott Hand. Scott, I just sent you his number. I would ask you this, don't call him tonight because, he's busy with his kids tonight, but feel free to call him tomorrow. Michelle says Michelle would love to put together a ladies team. Anybody interested? Linda, you had talked about it, Linda. Hey, Tim, I was getting things done, man. Anybody else? Any ladies who want to be a part of this? This is not a male event. Michelle, love to have you be there. Linda, are you a golfer at all? No, it'd be great. I want to fill this thing up. Oh, and also too, it is best ball. I've been debating all summer long on whether I buy new fishing gear or new golf clubs. Linda, you're the boss, man. Just tell them you're not coming in for a day. It's all you. You can do that. You have the authority. You have the power. I think. I don't really know. I'm just guessing. I'm assuming. There you go. Maybe you'll get sick that day. Linda says no. She's only golfed once. A hard no, she says. Linda Ward, come on. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if you've golfed ever before because we're there to have fun. We're there to raise money for a good cause. So I've been debating going back and forth about buying fishing gear or buying a new golf clubs. My fishing gear and my golf clubs are about the same age. Both of them, both sets of gear are more than 25 years old, maybe pushing 30 years old. Now, if I was a salmon fisherman, I wouldn't be able to get away with that, letting my gear go that long without being replaced. I'm talking about my reels. But since I'm a walleye fisherman and the drags don't really get a lot of action, don't get a lot of action, I can get away with it. So my son James has kind of been rebuilding some of my old reels. I finally, the other day when I was, last week when I was out, I had 2 more of my level wines just die. So I ordered 2 more, or I got 2 more of the Okuma 20 series line counter reels. And I found in my storage unit several rods that I had stashed in there and forgotten about, but they're 7-foot rods. I pulled those out. And you know what? I've taken the 8.5-foot rods off my boat and I'm going to get rid of the 8-foot rods. When we fished Monday, those 7-foot rods were so much easier to rig and manipulate and set. I like them and they're cheap. So my gear is good for this year, but my point is I got a new set of golf clubs. My other ones, honestly, were over 30 years old, and they were not the right clubs for me anymore. I need forgiving old man clubs with flexible shafts that allow me to get some distance. So I did. I did. I got a new set of Callaway irons. I already had a Callaway driveway. I got some Mizuno 3-wood. I got a Mizuno fairway wood. I had to order them because I get them extra length. But I'm very, very excited. Brent says, Mike, I need a color of thread for the pole. Which rod are we talking about, Brent? I apologize for that. Oh, you were going to make up. Help me before I say something stupid, Brent. Remind me what we're talking about. I think I know, but I don't want to say something. Chad, the 8-foot telescoping Deadeye Pro Series rods is what I had on the boat. Maybe they were 8-foot and not 8.5. I didn't like them. They're heavy and they're just cumbersome. And I got a lot of room. In the back of that Angler Quest. And when you're taking an 8-foot rod and, sliding the butt of it back, you get in the way. I'm ready for the 7-footers. Flat. You're making one for the golf outing. I had forgotten that, Brent. Doesn't matter what color. Whatever you want to do, buddy. Hey, Mark, how are you? We'll be seeing Mark. Mark, I just got on. It's not the clubs, but I bought new and think it might be me. I know it's not the clubs, Mark. I absolutely know this, but I was playing with clubs that were extra firm shafts for when I could swing the club harder 30 years ago. Old technology, unforgiving club heads, just not getting any distance. And a lot of people I respect, including my son James, says, "Man, you just need a new set of clubs. You need to." And I spent more for them than I would have wanted to, but you know what? It's the last set of clubs I will ever buy. So I'm pretty excited. Pretty excited to get those in my hands, get out, get them a try. But yeah, I know it's not the clubs. It's not like it's not the bow, it's not the fishing rod, it's not the gun, it's not the clubs. It's not the tool. I know that, Mark. It's the person behind it. But if that tool can make the person behind it either slightly more proficient or enjoy the activity more, why not? Why not? Hey, Chris, how are things in Kansas? Um, Michelle, don't you be getting you and Linda in trouble here now, because I can see you two. Tiger. I did, Greg. I went down to Carl's Golfland, and they fitted me. I went through the whole thing. It took a couple hours. I hit Wilson's, I hit Mizuno's, I hit Pings, and I hit Callaway's. I really, really wanted it to like the Pings the best, and it was down to it came down to the Callaways and the Pings. And when we put me on the machine and watched my swing and my speed and my distance, the Callaways beat them by just a little bit. So that's what I went with. If it gives us confidence, it has to help. That's why you're changing baits a lot. Very, very, very hot. Good clubs do make a difference. They do make a difference. And here's the thing, Linda, when you're my height, I can't just go in and buy them at an estate sale or off the rack. I got to get longer clubs. Very true, Linda. Very true. So again, I'd love to have you join us for the golf outing. I want to fill this thing up. I hope this doesn't get posted, but thumbs up on the YouTube if watching. I don't want to have to go to others to watch. It showed up, Rabbit Homesteading. It did. Meet me at Curry to get me some practice. Yeah, I'm fishing so much right now. Art Lewis from WSGW will be there with us. He can't wait for the golf outing in July. He plays TaylorMade and he plays them poorly. Craig says had custom pings and went to TaylorMade, but enjoying the day off. All right, my friends. I would really love if you have any interest at all in this golf outing, and you don't have to be a good golfer, honestly. If you want to get together, have a good time, and raise money for a good cause, I really want to. Here we are, Rapid River right here. Chris, I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I was talking earlier about my new knife and about the promo code Now Good at Jay's. And I was saying that you could go to rapidriverknifeworks.us and use the promo code Avery10. And Rabbit Homesteading, did you figure it out? Rabbit Homesteading went to the website, rapidriverknifeworks.us, and said he couldn't find the promo code. Did you figure it out? Apparently he did. I don't think the promo code jumps out at you, everybody. I think both on the Jay's website and Rapid River, I think you have to put it like in your cart. And then you have the option of using a promo code. And Rabbit Homesteading, based on your comment right there, it makes me think that you have it figured out. So anyway, Chris, I was talking about you being on the show. No, okay. So Chris Durson, Rapid River. If we go to the website, rapidriverknifeworks.us, how do we use the promo code? Enter it in promo code at checkout, Rabbit Homesteading. Rabbit Homesteading, start over again. And then when you go to checkout, enter Avery10 in the promo code option. I know it works because people have done it. Keep at it, Rabbit Homesteading. It does work. And Rabbit Homesteading, like I said, if you do have a problem, you send me that email tomorrow. I will put you and Chris in touch, and then you can get a knife 10% off. You can't get this one because this one's mine. All right, my friends, I am out of time. Again, Avery 10% off on your Rapid River knife. Not this one, because this one's mine. This is my new one, and I like it even more than my old one. I got 3 Rapid River knives now, and my collection continues to grow. Use that Avery 10 at rapidriverknifeworks.us, or go to the store on US 2 just east of Rapid River, or go to Jay's Sporting Goods in Clare and Gaylord, or use jaysportinggoods.com. Avery 10 will get you 10% off. Do not forget, please, about the golf outing to raise funds. If you can't play, maybe you can help out with a sponsorship level. Our sponsorships are very, very reasonable. In fact, I think they're too low. If you go to mucc.org/golf, mucc.org/golf, you can sign up to play in the event, the outing, and or sponsor. Love to see you there. All right, I think that's going to do it for me tonight. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to stay right home. I think I might have a little something to do out in the yard, but I'm done. Walleye, 10 to 15 or 19 to 22? 10 to 15. Like I said, I had to cancel my trip for tomorrow because of northeast winds. Would have been fishable, but it wouldn't have been fun. And look, if you're going to go out there, you might as well have fun, right? My name is Mike Avery. The website is MikeAveryOutdoors.com. That's MikeAveryOutdoors.com. You got it. You got it. Uncle Johnny, Linda, you got it. I'm right there with you. Have a good night, my friends. God bless you.